Hello and welcome to another Delboy video. Sorry, stuttering there with my throat. I thought I would do this quick little video because ever since Pinfest, which happened a couple of weeks ago, where I went to a pinball festival with my friend Jambon, um, I've had some lovely comments about pinball. Now, I remember playing pinball as well on my computer in many guises, on the Commodore 64 back in the very early days. I think I even had a pinball on my Atari 2600 or VCS system. I played it on handhelds, but nothing beats real life, does it? Now, after playing on MAME in 1998, a new feature came along called PINMAME, and I was very interested in PINMAME. It sort of like was what MAME did for arcade games, MAME was now doing for pinball. But because of the complexity of its setup, it put a lot of people off, including me. I managed to download a lot of pinball tables, managed to set a lot up, but I got error messages that I didn't understand. And to be quite honest, by this point, the application Steam and Good Old Games all came out, and we could then play on proper emulators for playing pinball tables, although at a cost. So we've got FX Pinball, FX3 Pinball, and even now today you can actually set up your own pinball table using TV screens and arcade buttons. Yes, you can actually put your PC into a cabinet, use the TV as the playing field, have another monitor for the scoring system, use the arcade buttons for flippers, and bang, you've got a pinball table in the corner of your room. And they do look absolutely stunning. But that doesn't take away that PinMame started me off with video pinball, as in what I used to play in the public houses and in cafes and so forth. So after Pinfest, I had a look, and PinMame has not gone away, but it's changed quite drastically. It's now really called Visual Pinball X, or VPX. And I thought, look, how quickly could I set up a pinball table? And to be quite honest, after following a tutorial, I could do it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes! And it really is pretty simple. Now, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to show you where you need to go and just show you where some things need to be installed into, and then just show you what the outcome is. Hopefully this works out quite well. So I'm going to go to media playback. You can see my desktop here. And the first thing that you're going to need to do is go to this website called VP Forums. You do need to register, which is very simple. Just put in a username, put in a password, give them your email address, bang, you're in. 30 seconds. Very, very quick. And the reason you need to come here is pretty much everything that you need to do to set up is here. Although I am going to give you another website to go to. I recommend VP Forums because when you go to Getting Started, which is just here, there is an installation guide. Now, follow that installation guide. Very, very simple. That's how long it is. And you're there, basically. You don't even need to do that if you don't want to. You can go to VP Installer, click on Download, agree to the download, and if you're unsure of all these versions, which one to download, download VPX72 Setup. It's the largest, it's one of the largest of the files, and basically all it is everything that you see above, but with language packs. And being as you're going to install in English, it will detect that, and it will therefore just become the same as one of these installers above, which are much smaller. So basically, if you're just concerned, go with VPX72 or VPX7. Either one will do. They're the largest of the two. Once you've downloaded that, once you've double-clicked on the icon and set it up, it will put a folder wherever you ask it to install. Now, I've put mine into my games folder, and you can see it's called Visual Pinball. All it does is put these two folders and these files here. That's what you need to understand with that. Now, just before I go too far ahead, I'm going to show you this other website. So remember, you need to go to VP Forums. The second one I recommend is VP Universe. Now, the reason for that is here there are some more tables, and definitely it's easier to get the ROMs for the tables. Okay, now ROMs is something I'm going to discuss in a moment. So going back to where I've installed this, if you go into Visual Pinball, the folder, this is the main area on where you're going to install your files. Now, you download the table, and when you open up the zip file, you will have a couple of files in there. One of them will be the table file, okay? And there might be some extra ones called music. And there could also be a ROM, okay? Now, all you need to do, and you don't need to install this, you just open that zip file and you copy the table into the tables folder. Very, very simple. See? Very, very quick. So far you've installed it. You've gone to your zip file where the table is. You've opened the zip file, and you've dropped the table into the tables folder. That's it. Okay? Now, if it's an oldish table, there might be a ROM. Okay? This is where the old PINMAME used to come in. And you'll see PINMAME is still here. It's called VPINMAME. Go into VPINMAME, go to ROMs, drop your ROMs in here. They are zip files. You don't need to unzip them. That's all you do. Drop the zip files in there. And those are used on the old Visual PINMAME tables. Most tables now have been redesigned, and you rarely really need to use VPINMAME. So how do you start off a game? Well, it's very, very simple. You don't even start off by opening up Visual Pinball. So all of these files you can you can actually leave out. What you need to do is just go to tables. All your tables are in here because that's where they need to go. You can easily identify a table because it's a VPX file. Okay, and if you want to start off one of your tables, all you do is double click on it. Now, I'm going to do this, and hopefully I'm not going to get a copyright strike, because most of the pinball tables I like are based around films, TV programs, and computer games. So when you double click on it, it will open up into hopefully this game recording area. So I'm just going to click on that now, and I'm going to double click on my JAWS. And hopefully you're going to see a JAWS image. Hopefully it'll come up. There we go. So it was actually there earlier. But there's the JAWS table. And this uses the same mechanism that MAME does. You put a coin in with 5. You press 1 for a 1-player game. You use the flippers, which is left shift and right shift. And you control the pulling back of the ball with the return key. And there are many other keys that you can set up. So we'll just put a coin in. And we'll probably turn the sound down a bit as well. If I can. So put a coin in. Here we go. And like I say, it's a pretty fun emulator. Oh, for pinball. We'll have one more go. There we go. Oh. Ah. And then when you want to finish, you press escape and quit. Okay, that'll take you back to there. And like I said, all I did was double click on the table that I wanted to play. I'll just show you one more because, as many know, I love the Twilight Zone. So we'll go there. Hopefully the table will come up in a moment. There we go. There's Twilight Zone. And it's exactly the same, put in coins and just play the lovely game.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination.
Oh. Oh, down the gutter again. And like I say, you quit out and then you're back. So this is not a tutorial. It is just that some people have asked me, how can you play pinball on your PC? Short answer is many, many different ways. If you want to do it a simple way, go on Steam, play FX, all of that sort of stuff. If you want a little bit more of a complex way, but a way that the community has done pinball tables, Visual Pinball is the way to go. And when it comes to setup, it's very, very easy. Now, that is what they call a clean install of Visual Pinball. There are add-ins. Those add-ins give you background glass, which is the monitor that would be above it. And there are also plugins for the video LED screens that are on the modern ones. You can actually download packs and they will give you all of the video, all of the music and all of the sound effects that would go to the little television LED. Very, very simple. Again, you install those into the add-ons plugins area. As soon as you double click on the table, it will load those in. It really is that simple, guys. And with that, I'm just going to wish you all a great night. I hope that basically has shown you a little bit about pinball. And I hope you might want to discover it for yourself. Don't forget those two websites, guys, and you'll need to register on both. And with that, salute. Thank you. Bye-bye.